How is it going, guys? Malagant here. So we will be looking at the first character that I've created after like 3 years or something, and well, not playing Grim Dawn. There's been a lot of patches ever since. I didn't necessarily go through the patches. Most of the stuff are not necessarily in-game extra content, but more about like balance, you know, class balance, item balance, and there are some like new sets. There are lots of new MIs as far as I can tell, just up until level 38 basically. So this is the first character that I've created. I started playing in normal hardcore, so we're gonna like go again. But one mistake that I have done is that like while I was deleting my characters and everything in my bank, I forgot the fact that like well, the recipes, even if you delete literally everything, unless like you go into cloud saves and like delete your saves, well, the recipes are still intact. So I have some like blacksmith recipes, I suppose, in the game still. So there's that. I know like the components and like some of the legendary crafts basically. So I have that going on for my account. I didn't really want to like restart and try to delete the recipes as well, because I realized this around like level 30. So I ended up like making a arcanist with like flash freeze and Trojan sky shard. It's, you know, one of my favorite abilities in the game, actually, and cold is very satisfying to play in this game as well. So afterwards, what ended up happening is that like I was, you know, I'm playing like just Arcanist, and I have like still so many points that I can distribute over here that I would like to distribute. So I'm thinking to myself, like while playing, probably around like level 50, 55, I'll end up like selecting my secondary class. And I wasn't really sure like what to select as secondary class. I had like, you know, Inquisitor, Occultist, Shaman obviously, Nightblade perhaps, maybe even like Necromancer as an option, because I needed some like minus resistance support to this guy, and I wasn't really sure if I want to be like full cold, you know, lightning cold, maybe just like completely turn it into a fire from like an MI, or maybe like just pure lightning. You know, I was definitely not decided, but what ended up happening is that like I ended up finding this MI. You know, it says like flash freeze, veil of shadow, and then elemental exchange as well, and then it gives like nice chill +3 too. Like I was like, what is this? This is so good right now for me. So I'm like, let's just become a spellbreaker. You know, I just on the go, just because of this one shield, I was like, I'm just gonna become a spellbreaker. It sounds incredible, and it kind of like complements it really nicely as well. So like the second that I'm gonna take like nice chill, we're gonna have good minus resistance basically around me, and I also have like a veil of shadow giving +10, like -10 cold resistance around me as well. It's one of the things that like Arcanist 3 is actually missing, skill tree that is. It's minus resistance, right? But apparently we're gonna get with the next patch, we're gonna get like some minus resistance to freeze from here. So like the flash freeze will probably able to freeze even for like a split second on the bosses as well. Now that might be pretty big, simply because you know, I think there's like a set in the very late game that's capable of doing so for the flash freeze, where like you're capable of like freezing even the bosses for even a split second. So why that is very important is that like when you manage to pull that off, you actually apply the damage of the flash freeze, and you apply the, you know, frost burn, the damage over time of the flash freeze as well to the boss. So that is the important part. When something is absolutely immune to freeze, the flash freeze, even if you you know, press it, cast it, since they're immune to it, they won't take any damage. They won't take the damage over time either. That's, you know, that's also why like it's extremely good at like screen clear, but not so great against like, you know, freeze resistant stuff. But I think in the 1.2 patch that's about to come pretty soon, we're gonna get a buff to flash freeze, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a nerf to a set and like buff to flash freeze. So from the set is being taken and put into flash freeze, at least the portion. But like I'll probably cover the patch notes when they actually hit live, instead of like covering them when they're on beta service right now. Speaking of which, if you would like to play the next patch, 1.2, it's already available. I think you just need to like navigate on Steam, Grim Dawn options to like play in the beta test instead. You know what I mean? So that is available to you right now on Steam, I want to say. All that being said, I wanted to install rainbow filter, right? If you're not you know, aware of the rainbow filter, it actually like shows these affixes, you know, like the prefix and the suffix. So in this case, like chilled of fallen skies, it kind of gives them like colors according to rarity. So the fallen skies is a little bit rare, and chilled not so rare, it's like a common. So when you like look at the item on the floor like this, you can recognize, you know, a double rare or single rare like this, etc. Or triple rare, which ends up becoming, you know, an MI with like double rare. So in this case, like Hoarfrost is pretty rare. So this rainbow, like if you'd like to install it, you can. I'll drop a link in the description down below. It's very, very easy to install actually. Apart from that, I also wanted to install Grim Internals, only to realize that like it's not being supported anymore for like a year, over a year almost. Actually, it was the last update to Grim Internals. So I was like, oh well, that is very disappointing, because I really, really like seeing my monster enemies that I'm engaging, like the names, the health bars. There's quite a few things that like Internals is still bringing to the game that I wanted to play with. But it's not there anymore, obviously. I think in patch 1.2 we're gonna get like so much more quality of life. Some stuff taken from Grim Internals. That's like I'm actually very happy for the game in that case, simply because like I think it's a very good approach by the developers. You know, if it's not being supported, but so many of you have been playing with internals, and if you would like to continue playing in such, you know, fashion, let's say, it still is available under the options, and if you don't want to play with it, you know, you close the option. So I think that's a very, very good approach, and there are going to be some options like that that are going to be coming from 1.2. Again, on another video, I'll actually like cover the entire patch notes in the long run when it hits the live, you know, live game, let's say, when it actually like, you know, patches the game. We will talk about that in another video. So I'll be streaming almost every single day this Grim Dawn new fresh journey. Let's say we're going to be working on this Spellbreaker. This character is going to be much more of a peasant. What I mean by that is that like I'm gonna end up, you know, looting a lot. So every single component, right? I'm gonna like build up my bank. I'm gonna build up reputation, which is like one of the grindiest things at the start when you have a fresh start like this. I ended up like grinding some rovers now, and ended up like purchasing the ret or whatever that like boosts the reputation gain with the rovers by 50%. So that thing is under you know, under the belt now. We'll see, like there's going to be a lot of like reputation grind, especially towards like the experience potions as well, and then like, you know, slot so many experience potions into the bank. Probably I didn't really install like item assistant yet. I'm not really sure if I want to do it. I'm playing on the cloud saves right now, but it's very easy to like switch cloud saves to normal saves as well. That's no problem whatsoever. You can just like copy your saves into it. So we'll see. I don't know. Like, I think for like a month or so, until like I'm completely, excuse me, like filled up on the bank, I'll probably just like play without an item assistant. And when I'm getting overwhelmed by the items, I'll probably install the item assistant as well. So that being said, I think that's gonna be it from me. Hope to catch you on stream if you'd like to watch some Grim Dawn daily. I don't think I'm going to be uploading my VODs to YouTube unless we do like a special, you know, leveling video later on. Most of the content is going to be on Twitch, other than like stuff like this basically, or like patch coverage, or perhaps some build guides. We'll see in the future of the YouTube. So catch you on the twitch.tv/Malagant. So would like to see you there. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching.